Hello. Hi, Jim Stroud here. It's been a while since I've done a video. But I'm back now, and I'm back with this. Check out this article. Yeah, thanks. McDonald's will no longer lobby against federal, state, and local minimum wage increases. Here's the quote. In an abrupt shift, a top McDonald's official said Tuesday that the company will no longer lobby against minimum wage increases at the federal, state, or local levels. The announcement, which was simultaneously cheered by supporters of higher pay and criticized as a publicity stunt by some in the restaurant industry, was included in a letter that a McDonald's vice president wrote to officials at the National Restaurant Association. This is good. On second thought, this is bad. Bear with me. Let me explain. When people argue for a minimum wage increase, they tend to say things like this. Minimum wage workers have more money to spend, which means more money ripples throughout the economy. If these minimum wage employees are spending more, then businesses are earning more and need to hire more employees to keep up with the increased sales from the minimum wage employees who are buying more stuff. Okay? Another argument is that raising minimum wage means some of these people will be better able to support themselves, and as such, it will be less of a burden on social programs. And then the federal minimum wage needs to be raised in order to account for inflation, which raises up every year, and the minimum wage has only been risen in 3 times in the past 3 decades, I think it was. Yeah. Is that right? Yeah. Looking at my own notes. But people who are not feeling that minimum wage increase, well, the argument against the $15 minimum wage goes something like this. The first argument is layoffs. So if an employer has a tight compensation budget and minimum wage is raised, it might mean they can no longer compensate the same number of people at a higher rate, and therefore must make layoffs to remain within budget. So while some employees will make more money, slightly more money, that will mean that other employees won't have a job at all. So there's that. Another argument they have is price increases, because if they have to pay more to their employees, and they have to raise prices up to meet that need. And when they raise prices, they might lose business, and there you go. So there's that argument as well. Fewer hirings, okay? So if businesses must pay their minimum wage employees more, they can't afford to hire as many employees. So companies may start outsourcing jobs to employees in countries that are willing to work for much less than $10 an hour. So resulting in fewer jobs for Americans. All right, and so the last argument, not the last argument, another argument that I hear a lot is that competition will intensify. And this one I don't really hear a lot about, but if the minimum wage is raised up to $15 an hour, then those jobs that are typically done by teenagers, like working in a burger joint, for example, then if they're getting paid $15 an hour, then other people who are older, who need the money, they'll be competing for those same jobs, which means that some of the younger workers won't be able to get the jobs, the experience that they would need to further their career on down the road. That makes sense? So those are the arguments that I hear, and that last one I don't hear so much, but I think it's just as valid. So is raising the minimum wage good or bad? Where do I stand? Well, I'll let you know after this.
It's simple. You want to attract the best people to your jobs. That's why we developed ClickIQ, the smartest tool for the job. ClickIQ automates the process of attracting talent online. It places the right ad in the right place for the lowest cost per click, so you spend less time looking for applicants and more time hiring great people. ClickIQ, the smartest tool for the job.
I think raising the minimum wage is good for workers in the short term, but bad in the long term. Likewise, I think raising the minimum wage is bad for companies in the short term, but good in the long term if they can survive the transition. So this is what I mean. Check out this article that I found recently. I'll put it up on the screen there. Yeah. That's it. Thanks. So in this article, it is quoting a research report that a UK tech firm did on the retail industry. And here's a quote from that report, which is cited in the article. And it said, thank you. All right. The report surveyed more than 1,000 U.S. consumers and 500 retail workers to outline consumer expectations of increasing automation in the retail environment, as well as retail workers' impressions of how job expectations adapt for the future of in-store experiences. Agreement intersects with less staff and more tech. According to the report, by 2025, not too long from here, 66% of consumers expect there to be even fewer staff in stores and instead to encounter more automated processes, virtual assistants, and virtual reality technology. So you may be thinking to yourself, what does all of that have to do with minimum wage? As more automation comes online, I see workers doing less traditional tasks associated with their jobs and doing other things. Let's take retail, for example. I can imagine retail stores becoming community hubs driven by event experiences. And there are plenty of reasons to do that now rather than wait for the future. For example, you get to know your customers live and in person. And as you're talking to them, perhaps you can upsell with some impulse buying. Always a good thing. Then you could promote your event via social media, of course. And as you do, you have the chance of getting the attention of a brand new audience to come to your store. There's a chance to say thank you to your existing customers and make them feel all warm and fuzzy inside. And then, of course, most importantly, as you talk to people, you're gathering information for an even bigger, better future promotion. And that brings to mind something else. Have you seen one of these self-serving kiosks in your local McDonald's? If not, you will soon. According to CNBC, McDonald's will upgrade 1,000 stores with kiosks and mobile order technology every quarter for the next 8 to 9 quarters. McDonald's has really been stepping up its technology game lately, but I digress. So as new technology comes online at McDonald's, removing the need so much for cashiers, for example, what will the average McDonald's worker do? Well, I speculate the following. I don't see future McDonald's workers flipping burgers in the future. I think robots will be doing that. I do, however, see them following in the footsteps of retail outlets by turning their stores into community hubs, doing a lot of event planning, social media promotions, to attract people to the restaurant, relationship management for catering events, and a few other things. You know, as I speculate on the future tasks that a McDonald's worker may do in the future, those that I mentioned and a couple of others in the back of my mind, that's a lot for $15. Maybe someone should give them a raise. And now, a shout out.